You don't fit. Not in their boxes, not in their crowds. You've felt it, that quiet ache, the weight of being different. Not louder, not bolder, but deeper. The world screams for attention. You walk away. They chase applause. You chase truth. You're the outlier, the man who sees through the chaos, who feels the pulse of something greater. This is your edge. This is the Sigma male. And this is why you were never meant to belong. You've always known it. The room feels smaller when you're in it, not because you demand space, but because your silence carries weight. They don't see you, not really, but you see them. Their masks, their games, their desperate need to be seen. You don't play that game. You never will. And that's why you're here, watching this, feeling that fire stir in your chest. You're not lost. You're just waking up. The world is loud, a cacophony of voices, shouting, clawing, begging to be heard. Social feeds, endless chatter, promises of success if you just follow their rules. But you don't. You can't. Something in you resists, not out of pride, but out of instinct. You know their rules lead to cages. You've seen the men who play along. They climb ladders, wear smiles that don't reach their eyes, trade their souls for titles. You could have been one of them. You had the mind, the will, the fire. But you turned away, not because you're weak, but because you're awake. You saw the lie, and you chose silence. Silence isn't empty. It's heavy. It's where you hear your own thoughts, where you face the truths others run from. In silence, you build, not empires, not monuments, but yourself, brick by brick, thought by thought. You forge a mind that bends to no one. The world calls it rebellion. You call it freedom. Power isn't what they think. It's not the loudest voice, the biggest stage, the most followers. Power is control, not of others, but of yourself. The Sigma male knows this. He doesn't chase thrones. He builds his own kingdom, inside. You've felt it, haven't you? The strength that comes when you say no. No to their expectations. No to their noise. No to their hollow rewards. Every refusal is a spark. Every step away from their path is a step toward your own. But it's not easy. The world punishes the quiet. It misunderstands the strong. They see your restraint and call it weakness. They see your solitude and call it failure. But you know better. You know the man who masters himself needs no crown. You know the man who walks alone carries a fire no one can touch. That's your paradox, to be unseen, yet unstoppable. To be silent, yet deafening. You're brilliant. You always have been. Not in the way they measure, not grades, not accolades, not the metrics of a world that loves the obvious. Your brilliance is quieter. It's in the way you see patterns, connect truths, feel depths others skim over. But brilliance comes at a cost. It isolates. It makes you a stranger in a world that loves the simple. You've tried to explain yourself, haven't you? Tried to share the fire in your mind, only to be met with blank stares. So you stopped. You learned to keep it close, to let your thoughts burn in private. And that's your edge. While they chase validation, you chase understanding. While they build facades, you build wisdom. Your mind is a fortress, untouched by their noise, unswayed by their trends. But it's heavy, isn't it? To carry a light no one sees, to know your worth in a world that doesn't. They offer you crowns, titles, status, the promise of respect. But you see through it. You see the strings attached, the compromises, the slow death of your soul. You don't want their crown. It's hollow. You've watched men wear it, men who traded their truth for a seat at the table, men who forgot who they were to become what the world wanted. You won't be one of them. You can't. Your heart won't let you. But the world doesn't understand. It calls you stubborn, arrogant, lost. It tells you to conform, to network, to play the game. But you know better. You know the game is rigged. You know the crown comes with chains. So you walk away, head high, heart steady, choosing freedom over applause. Solitude isn't loneliness. It's your sanctuary, the place where you strip away the world's lies, where you face yourself raw, no mirrors, no masks, just you and the truth. It works discipline to stay there, to sit in the quiet and not run from what you find. The doubts, the fears, the questions no one else can answer. But you don't run. You stay. You listen. And in that listening, you grow. Solitude is where you sharpen your edge. It's where you learn to trust your own voice, to rely on your own strength. The world calls it isolation. You call it clarity. The world calls it weakness. You call it power. Because the man who can stand alone fears nothing. There's a fire in you. It's always been there. Not the kind that burns loud, that demands attention. It's a slow burn, steady, unrelenting. It's the fire of purpose, of knowing who you are, of refusing to bend. But fire needs fuel, and yours comes from within, from the moments you choose truth over comfort, from the nights you wrestle with your own shadows, from the days you walk alone, unseen but unbroken. The world doesn't see your fire. It can't. It's too busy chasing sparks. But you feel it. It's what keeps you moving, what keeps you fighting, what keeps you alive. And that's enough, because your fire isn't for them. It's for you. Freedom isn't free, not the kind you chase, not the kind that lets you live on your own terms. It comes with a price. Misunderstanding. Rejection. The weight of being different. You've paid it, haven't you? In the friendships that faded, because you wouldn't conform. In the opportunities you lost, because you wouldn't compromise. In the nights you lay awake, wondering if you're wrong. You're not. The cost is heavy, but it's worth it. Because the alternative, a life of chains, a life of pretending, is no life at all. You'd rather be free and alone than bound and applauded. You'd rather be misunderstood than untrue. That's your edge. That's your strength. Every day is a battle, not with the world, though it feels that way. The real fight is inside. The fight to stay true, to keep your fire burning, to silence the doubts that whisper, "You're not enough." You fought it quietly. No one sees the scars. No one knows the weight of the choices you've made. To walk away from the easy path, to stand firm in your truth, to carry your brilliance in a world that doesn't care. But you don't fight for their approval. You fight for yourself, for the man you know you are, for the life you know you deserve. And every time you choose your path, every time you say no to their noise, you win. Not loudly, not visibly, but deeply. You're waking up, not to the world, but to yourself, to the man you've always been, beneath the doubts, beneath the noise, the man who doesn't need their applause, their validation, their rules. This is your awakening, not a moment, but a journey, a shedding of what was, a claiming of what is. You're not here to fit in. You're here to stand out. Not with noise, but with presence. Not with force, but with truth. You've always felt it, this pull towards something greater. Not wealth, not fame, but meaning, purpose, a life that feels like yours. And now you see it. The path isn't out there. It's in you. It always has been. Your edge isn't loud. It's not a shout, not a banner, not a crown. It's the quiet certainty of a man who knows himself, who trusts himself, who needs no one's permission to be. You've built this edge in the fires of solitude, in the crucible of choice. Every time you said no, every time you walked away, every time you chose truth over comfort, you sharpened it, you made it yours. And now you carry it, not to dominate, not to prove, but to live, to walk through a competitive world untouched by its chaos, to stand tall in your silence, knowing your worth, knowing your power. This is the Sigma male's edge. This is you. The world will keep shouting. It will keep demanding. It will keep trying to pull you into its noise. But you don't have to listen. You don't have to follow. You don't have to bend. You are the outlier, the man who sees deeper, feels stronger, lives truer. Your silence is your strength. Your solitude is your sanctuary. Your fire is your guide. So walk your path, not theirs, yours. Let them misunderstand. Let them underestimate. Let them chase their hollow crowns. You don't need them. You never did. This is your awakening. This is your edge. This is your life. Live it, unapologetically, unrelentingly. You.